What's going on, guys? I'll make a video here. This was going to be on my airframe and replacing the straps on it. Now, I had already recorded this, but the video came out all screwed up, so I'm going to remake it real quick for you guys. Let me stand here real quick and make sure that everything is in frame. All right, so the last time I had it, I brought the phone a little too far down and I didn't readjust, so half the video was off the frame, so I'm gonna remake it here. Anyway, just I guess quick deal. There's a bunch of videos out there on YouTube on the Crye Precision or Crye Precision, however you pronounce it, on their airframe helmet, and then the Team Wendy CamFit system, but there isn't anybody out there that actually puts the two together on video. There's one guy that he shows you the helmet and then he shows you this is what I did, and then that's it. So it doesn't actually show you how he went about doing what he did. So that's what this video is going to be about. Again, I had already done it, so I'll go ahead and take it apart for you guys and show you exactly what it is that I did or how to do it and how I set mine up. Now you notice mine's a little bit hollow on the inside. I don't really have many pads on the inside of it. I run the factory pads, but nothing up top because I run my ears on the inside. That's just how it works better for me because I have a small dome, oddly shaped small head. So I run my ears on the inside, so I leave it hollow right here. That way I can use what do you call it, like baklavas or whatever if I need to. Now I don't do any high-speed stuff anymore. I'm not an active operator. Was in the Marines a while back, but I don't do that anymore. So I use this helmet mainly for training, and that's pretty much it. I don't really use it for anything else. Just a lot of training. So if I have like an active shooter call, which I haven't, but if I do and this is with me, it'll go with me. If I have time to put it on, I'll put it on. If not, you know what, it stays in the trunk. Otherwise, it's really just more for training than anything else, or for like riot control, whatever, you know. So, all right, let's get to it real quick. I'll show you pretty much the difference of this CamFit and the one that came with it that I took off. So you can see the difference between the two. The main difference, obviously, is going to be your adjustability with the CamFit system, with the retention system. But the harnessing points, it's what you're going to see right off the bat that are different, because the CamFit harnessing points for the helmet are a lot different than what came from the factory from the Crye Precision. So if you see the factory ones, they have this plastic, like a plastic bracket, and this little metal thread sleeve, and then the screw. While the CamFit only has like a counter screw and the screw that goes directly through the straps, which it might take, you know what, they could have done better, but it's simple when it works. So, you know, there's no fault to them, because all your goodies is going to be the system here, not the actual harnessing points to the helmet. But they kept it simple and it works. That works just fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this off here real quick, and I'll kind of run through more or less what it how it works for me and how I had to set it up the way I did. Your screws are the same screws that hold your rails, are what will hold your all of your straps in place. So you have 4 screws, and it should be the same for every helmet, regardless of what helmet you have. Try to keep this as detailed as possible, but as short as possible for you guys. One thing I can't stress enough, if you guys are active operators out there or actually use these helmets, whether they're bump helmets or actual ballistic helmets like this one, is to make sure you check your gear like your life depends on it, because it should, right? So if you have gear on your rails, these screws come apart, or they don't come apart, I'm sorry, they come loose. And you could run the chance of actually losing gear that you might be depending on, that you keep on your helmet. Now, if you see here, I only have, let me take this off real quick. There we go. Now, I run this helmet pretty slick. Only thing I have is this Princeton Tech light. Simple, super simple light. It's like low red, high red, and then if you hold it down, you get a white light. That's all this is, but that's all I run on my helmet. I don't have any counterweights anymore. I took the mantle off. I don't even keep the actual NVG mounts on it, because I'm never using this at night. So I took everything off. I run it as slick as possible. Last thing I want is to be running around, answering to a call, running around with a bunch of extra weight on my head, if I even put on the helmet as it is. But anyway, in the little bit of training that I actually do with this helmet, this one here comes off. And I don't know if that has to do with this being here or just overall with all the moving that I do when I'm doing the training. So this, but the side that I keep the light on is the side that gets loose, particularly the front one. I've never had the rear one get loose, but this front screw actually gets loose on me. I guess I could put some thread locker on it, but now with this setup, I guess we'll see if the screw gets loose, because that was only with the factory straps and screws. So when you do get the CamFit, it comes with all new screws and the little counter screws that you use with it. So I'll show you here in a second a more detailed difference between the two. All right, so everything is off now. All right, so here you have the factory one right here. Let's see. You should be able to see that just fine. So you've got the plastic bracket with the little metal thread insert, and then the screw just screws in there. With the new one, it's really just this little thing that screws in. So you have, uses flat heads on both ends. So this one's got, it's got a little hollow deal there, so you can actually use a little flat head on it. Now, I guess with this, it's a pretty decent made material. It's just, it's not the best for what the helmet could be. Now, I bought this from TNVC a while back, and I think back then they had the option to upgrade with this, but I cheaped out because it's an expensive helmet, and I'm married. But yeah, I think I paid like almost almost $1,000. It was like 900 and change for the helmet with I got some foliage in here. Yeah, it was like 900 and change for the helmet and the cover, and then the rails and stuff. All that stuff costs extra. So the helmet by itself, that's just it. That's what you buy. You got to buy everything else separately, which is fine. That's just the name of the game. But I wish the straps that came with it would have been this one or something similar to it, to where I don't have to actually replace it. But while this is a lot better than the old school military chin strap ones, they're not the best when I'm running like night vision stuff with this. while even though it's light enough to where I don't need to use my counterweight unless I'm using a heavier setup, like maybe the dual tubes or something, I still get a lot more wobble than I want. And with this, it gives you a more secure fit because these straps here, I'll explain more in detail once I put it on, but this right here it basically cradles the side of your head, right? So this here goes like down the side of your face, the side of your cheeks, and this kind of cradles your head in. So it makes the helmet feel like it's tighter. It's not the actual helmet, it's this, but since this is, you know, anchored to the helmet doesn't actually move as much when you have night vision up front. If as long as your setup is light enough, anyway, you know, like you're not gonna want to run like I don't know, anything heavier than a PBS 14s, or maybe your what is it, like a Fleer breach or something like that, something super light. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the little specifics here. These only come in two sizes. They're medium large or extra large. I have a small head, like I said, so I got the medium large one. And even then, on the previous video, I went on the medium one just to give it a little, or medium on the middle holes here, just to give it a happy medium, I guess. But I went all the way out on all of them. So you've got, where are my other straps at? Okay, here we are. So on this one, and on these two, I went all the way out. And that works a lot better for me than having it on the inside one, or the one closest to the actual adjustment pad here. It wouldn't even fit on my head, so I have to go all the way out so I can actually adjust it. This thing is pretty cool. I love the way this works. If you're not familiar with it, you just, to tighten it, you go clockwise, and then to loosen it, you just pull it up, and once it's obviously set up, you go ahead and pull back or just go counterclockwise, and it kind of loosens up inside. But I'll go through it a little bit better. But for sizing, like I was saying, if you have a smaller head like I do, go ahead and buy the medium large one. You can go all the way out. I think you'll be happy with it. You'll be able to adjust it as you want. If you have a big head, the other size is just extra large. You might as well go extra large with it, because otherwise it might not even be able to go on your head. All right, so these straps here, right? This is the side straps, I guess, kind of cheek straps. I just tuck it in here on this little sleeve until my holes line up. These little counter screws, all you got to do is put them in through here and make sure that that you clear the straps when you're putting the screws behind the helmet. Because otherwise you'll be sitting here doing this, trying to get it in, and you're going to be there forever. I had that issue a few times in my first attempt to make this video. So let's go ahead and put this together real quick. Let's go ahead and stage it. Now with the helmet, make sure that when you put your first screw that you have enough space for your second screw up here in the front or in the back, whichever one you're putting on first. I'm gonna go with the rear straps and screws first, just because those are the ones that gave me the most grief last time, so I want to get those over with quick. And when you do get it, let me take these off real quick again. When you do get it, you want to have this curvature facing down towards the base of your neck, or the base of your skull, basically. Because this works as like if you're looking up or whatever, this curvature here actually helps give you that leeway, so it's comfortable for movement. That's what that is. It's a lot better than the old ones. These straps back here, you want to go you want to screw them in facing basically the way they are right now. So you're going to screw in this way, like this. All right, so let's see, make sure that you guys can see it. So this is the way you want to see them. Have the straps facing inwards. And then from here is where this is going to be attached this way, like that, with the screws coming in this way on top of the rail, because that's what's going to hold it in place. Again, I go all the way out on the sizing because these are kind of small. Make sure also that you clear your cover if you have a cover on your helmet. And again, guys, this should be the same exact process for just about any helmet out there. Should only be for like 4 screws or so. Okay, so I don't tighten all the way so that I can readjust. So I can readjust my straps like that. So that's the direction that I want it. I want it to go inwards that way. All right, so from here, I'll go ahead and take my other little flat screw or flat head and hold it there. Again, making sure that I have space for my other screw up here. And I tighten it. Feels good to me. All right, so let's put that one there. Let's do the second one in the back. This one here, for whatever reason, I actually have to take off this one pad because it just will not cooperate with me. Now, there's no real right or wrong way in sequence. I just do it that way because these back two give me the most trouble. But you can do left side first, right side first, it doesn't matter. There's no real wrong sequence. As long as your screws or your straps are on properly, you're good. There we go. So you'll be able to feel if you're doing this wrong. Like it'll just be spinning. Just like that. So don't do that. Okay, I'm doing that again. So make sure you clear the straps, like I said earlier. So otherwise you'll just be sitting there spinning. And once you get it right, you'll be able to feel the screw pushing up against your thumb like that. And when it gets tight enough to where you know it won't move, you can come back and actually readjust. Actually, that's too tight. Go back a little bit. Go back and readjust it to where, again, the strap is facing inwards like this and out of the way. So at this point I can go ahead and put that pad back and tighten it properly. Bless you. Bless you. All right, so Again, now with these front ones, as I mentioned before, this is what cradles your head essentially. This is what makes it feel tight so it doesn't actually move. So this little piece here, as you pull back, you want it to be flat and face it forward this way, up against the hole right there. So, but before we do that, this is the one that you need to be aware of. You want to make sure that your actual buckle face is facing outwards on either side. And then you have two more choices here on how much, or on sizes on where you want to be, whether you want to go tighter or looser. Again, I went all the way out because it just works better. I have a little more, I don't know, facial freedom, I guess, because I wasn't even able to open my mouth when I had it like all the way in. So let's go ahead. Oh, it feels good. Let's put this on there. Nope, and this one here. It actually adjusted on me, so let's loosen it a tiny bit so that I can actually move this back far enough so that I can put my screw in there, and that is good. Tighten that. The screws in there. The holes still match up, and there we are. Nope, that's not going in. Oh, it is going in. So again, guys, I can't stress enough, check your screws on your helmet if you're operating or even not operating, whether, you know, if you're just doing it like I do, using it for training, etc. Definitely check your gear like your life depends on it, because it could. So buckle face out. Now I do like to put, and there's no right or wrong on placement here, but I do like to put this strap up against the helmet and this one over that strap. But again, there's no right or wrong on how to do it. At least I don't think there's a right and wrong, because I've never seen any real videos or anything with these. Alright guys, so there it is. That is exactly how it should look. And that is pretty much it on how to install these on your helmet. Now, one thing to note, these if you run these and you do any sort of riot control training, you'll find out very quickly that it doesn't fit wearing your mask, whether you're using the old school military MSA issue one or any of the new ones. It doesn't matter which one, they will not fit here. The mask will fit just fine, but you're not going to be able to actually buckle your helmet using the gas mask. And let me tell you, CS gas sucks so much more than what I remember. I don't know if they changed the formula, but it seems a hell of a lot more harsher now than it did when I was in my 20s. That stuff sucks right now. I can't even handle it. I don't know if that's just age or what. I've never gagged so hard in my life. But when you get it, you're gonna have to, or you're gonna want to get yourself a strap, not a strap, I'm sorry, an extender for it. And make sure you get the correct one. That way you can actually use your helmet and secure the helmet while you're wearing a gas mask. And that's going to go for any sort of bump helmet or fast helmet, high cut helmet. I believe you'll be okay with the old military helmets, because as long as they haven't changed the retention system on the old helmets, you'll be able to wear at least these old military ones with no problem. These I wore. I didn't wear these when I was still active. But with these right here, you cannot secure them with the factory chin straps or harnesses. You're gonna have to get one of these. I think these are made by OpsCore, but I picked these up specifically for the CamFit, so you're gonna have to get a different one for yours. Now this one here is more of your traditional. What the hell is it? Here it is. This one's your more traditional clip here, your little clip interface. But these don't max. They're not aligned. They don't even it won't even go in. So you got to make sure you get the specific one for yours. So, and that is pretty much it, guys. I hope that helps, and hope you enjoy. Deuces.